So, yeah, how old are you, by the way?
I am 31.
Yeah,
Turned
so it's
32
game over, mate.
in October. I'm like well into my 30s by the time we get to. But it's fine, like my 30s are the best time I've had.
Yeah. Well, what were you doing before? Yeah.
I
So, like, wait. Yeah. How old
yeah.
were you when you started tattooing?
I started my apprenticeship when I was 29.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you were
kind of
gazing over the top of the hill, but
yeah,
not quite crossed it yet.
not quite. Yeah. It's a scary age to try something new, like
Yeah.
and completely start again for sure.
Wait. So what were you doing before?
I've had like so many jobs, but my I guess career before this was I worked for like a graphic design agency
Oh yeah.
through in Glasgow, and I was their copywriter, and I also freelanced that for a while. So yeah.
Like, what sort of stuff were they working on?
We had like loads of like travel clients. Like we did stuff for like Disneyland.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
so I was like writing the catalogs for Disneyland Florida and stuff.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's much worse clients you could have had, right?
Yeah. It was like fun for sure. There's only so many ways that you can describe something as magical though without like
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I like that for me. That's always the when I'm trying to like sell something, like art or music or whatever.
Yeah.
Have it like trying to find the words to either describe it or to try and sell it, because that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, without it sounding totally wank is really fucking hard.
It's hard.
Like, because you also
really
just like. I mean, maybe it's slightly easier if it's not yourself you're trying to sell, because you can be more objective and then also care less about how wank it is. Like,
yeah, true. But then, like, bigger clients like that are some of the fussiest.
oh
as well,
yeah, of course,
so,
yeah. But then also some of the smaller clients can be extremely fussy and also completely uneducated on the thing. Yeah. Like, I like the worst art. Or like, if you're like an artist or whatever, the worst clients you can have is like someone's mum, right? Like, because they're so
true.
Yeah, because like they don't.
So true.
Yeah, it's like, well, they don't understand the work that goes into something. Like, they literally think that you're an AI.
Yeah.
Like, or like I've never thought about it before like that, but that is kind of how they end up treating you. Like, that it's like they just give you, and they think that the process is that they ask you for something, and then you try and drag out of them exactly what they want, and then they keep telling you, just do whatever, just like, you're the artist, you're the art, you do it. And then you do something, and then they think the next part of the process is them continually giving you tiny pieces of information that then you go and work on for hours, and then you come back, and then they're either like, oh, that's just something I was thinking, that's not actually what I want. Like, and you're just like,
Yeah. It's the person who doesn't know what they want, but they know what they don't want.
Yeah.
They don't know it until they see it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And that's difficult across all client work.
Yeah.
Not just like, tattooing or,
Yeah. Like, like, have you, like, before you were tattooing, were you doing, like, artwork for, like, just people and stuff in general, or?
I was painting.
Yeah.
So
what sort of stuff?
So like kind of abstract landscapes, some kind of quite like, because I've always loved like graphic design and stuff, so kind of quite graphic elements.
Into the mic. Into the mic.
How close do I have to be?
Just like just, it's more that it's pointing, like, it can be like that.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like quite kind of abstract expressionist sort of stuff. Like I never went to art school or anything like that.
Were you like, when you're, I find like that, is that not, because I mean, normally when you're like a unestablished artist and you're like selling stuff, normally people are asking for like more like realism kind of stuff. So like, who were your clients, and like what were they asking for when you were doing stuff like that?
I wasn't really doing commissions.
Yeah.
I just started painting and started posting it on my Instagram, and was lucky enough to kind of have like a small audience for it.
So you were more like selling stuff that you were just doing.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I mean, that's well better. Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, I wasn't selling stuff for much. I was just doing it because I enjoyed it. I once did like a studio sale where I had loads of sketches. I think I had like 100 odd, little paintings and stuff, and I just like filmed myself talking through them all, which was horrific, but I did it, and it worked really well.
Yeah, it does.
Which is why I'm here today.
How many takes did it take?
I just did one take.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the key. Just to be like,
it's fine.
Yeah.
In that way, I'm not massively a perfectionist. I'm gonna look stupid regardless of what I do.
Do you think you are a perfectionist?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like in some ways.
In what ways?
I have really, really high standards for myself in terms of like my work, anything that I'm doing work wise, I guess, or just life in general, actually. Yeah.
When you say like, okay, do you have like, can you actually describe any of those standards?
So
or is there anything that like what's the one that pops up the most that you're like,
it's always like, say, with like visual art for me, there's always this sort of intangible essence that I'm chasing that I can't quite verbalize or even really picture what it is, and I've spent my last like 10 years trying to kind of pinpoint.
Do you mean
what
like an overall
is.
mood?
Yes. Or like a certain kind of cohesion, or if it's, I don't know if it's something to do with like texture and contrast, and I'm always kind of trying to chase this certain feeling and also look.
It's like thing. It's those things. Well, it's the look that emotes the feeling. And like, I think that like, I think that's, when people go like, I'm still trying to find my style. I think that's really what they're talking about there. Like, it's like, it's not. I think but I think then, because that's such a common phrase, people then actually lean too hard into the style part of that sentence, and then they think it's about very specifically like a drawing style, but then
like emulating something that they've seen already.
So then they what that ends up happening is like, then they're like just copying shit as hard, but like intensely trying to make it exactly like that, and it's like, well, firstly, you don't have that person's hand, so it's never going to come out right. And then at very, very best, it'll be like a slightly shitter version of that, right? And then it's like, and the emotion that you feel within you that you're trying to like express, it's only coming from copying shit. You're never. I think like copying stuff is good for like learning things, but like
from a technical perspective.
Exactly. And then to chase this like ephemeral like expression through someone else's art is just, it's like a losing battle.
You're never gonna get anywhere. It's will you ever get to the but it's the journey, I
mean, like the last podcast I was on, like they were asking me about that sort of stuff, and I said like, and I came up with it on the spot, but I was like that's exactly how I feel about this. But it's like, I feel like there's like a speck in the universe that's like exactly who you are as a person, and then as an artist what you're doing is like just like fucking flying through the vast universe trying to find that speck, and occasionally you get like it'll blink at you, right, and then you're like fuck, and then you like, and then you chase it, but by the time you get there, like, so it's like, to chase that you also then have to accrue new skills and new levels of understanding about how you're like, actually completing your work. But then like by the time you get there, the spot has moved because you're a different person now.
The goalposts have moved. Yeah, for sure.
Because you're a different guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, but I think that's what's cool. I think that is how people do art for their entire life. 100%. Because it is that. And it's like, I think that also that thing that people say that I'm trying to find my style. It's like, I also think it shouldn't be so actively a thing.
No.
It shouldn't be like the thing that's at the front. Like, because if you're chasing it too aggressively, it will run away from you. But if you, like, I think if you're just continually doing stuff and like noticing little bits, then you can like move towards it in a more natural way.
For me, it's always been about like mark making and kind of the act of drawing itself, and a lot can be found in that rather than like looking at other things, and what do you mean, the act of drawing? So like I used to work a lot in charcoal, and just like the texture and the capturing movement of line and just the flow of line. I think that can be just as informative of a style as say people's artwork, or
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed, with like line weight and kind of different forms of line, and which is really abstract unless you can show somebody. But
no, yeah. No, I mean, like, I've definitely, like, in the last year, I realized that I had so codified what I do down to like literal like needle weights and stuff, and then I was like, but I also was feeling limited by it, and then so I was like, right, I need to fucking dismantle this and then decide that I don't have these constraints and rules anymore. And then I've been like massively like all my line weights are getting smaller and smaller because it allows you to be more expressive and stuff, as well as like the healing down the line as well. Because I definitely have seen some of my older tattoos and be like but like because it's like 8 years later now.
I mean, it's all part of it. Isn't it?
But I mean, it's like that thing where people compliment you on something and then you like just fucking buy into that one thing so hard, because it was like the people would be like, oh, your tattoos are so bold and stuff, and I was like, all right, the thickest lines possible into everything. And
see, I'm the total opposite. That's like, I've got a slight contrarian in me.
Oh, really?
I've been complimented a lot on like the delicacy of my tattoos, and I'm like actively trying to get away from that, which is hard.
Comment is like a sort of does it nudge at the feminist in you?
Maybe, although I've never thought of it in that way, but maybe, because I don't see myself as like, I don't know, that kind of person, but not
what
that there's anything
person?
like a delicate person.
But then it's like,
or
but then but for example, would you say like you could maybe I would say like quite a lot of artists' work doesn't really reflect how that person is actually received in their normal life.
True. Yeah.
So like, because I feel like that my work is quite at odds with how people receive me quite a lot.
How so?
Well, like just like a lot of my work is like extremely aggressive looking and stuff, and I'm really, really not like that. And like, but like when they say that your work is delicate, what do you think that they're pointing to when they say that?
What, in terms of?
Because when, for example, when there's certain words that people use to describe art that I think that they think they're saying something that they're not.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so delicate, a lot of the time when certain people say it, I'm like, what you actually mean is just that there's lots of lines.
Yeah.
Or like, the lines are thin, or like,
I think the fineness of the line is,
it's like,
is
or it's
part
like
of it,
they're more like describing like techniques rather than like the feeling
the
of it.
feel of it. Yeah. I think a kind of softness or
I mean, I've never looked at your work as being, well, I think maybe, for example, in the way that when you're doing your like matte like shading, like you know, like the block shading, there's something about how it's like it's sort of see-through that makes I can understand where the word delicate
like
would come.
Transparency.
Yeah.
I can totally understand why people say it. But it kind of, I don't know, it makes me want to. I don't want to be put in that box, so it makes me want to explore other elements.
But then but that's actually, you're lucky that you have like that immediate impetus to continue trying new things, because that's is a problem when people like myself get like too entrenched in like I don't know. I mean, it's good to carve a niche out for yourself, and then once you're comfy in that niche, you can kind of branch out a little bit. But then but then a niche doesn't necessarily have to be like a very narrow aesthetic, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, because like I think that's what's cool with social media is like your niche can be like quite overarching now. Like it's more about like everything that you do,
like your embodiment as like an artist or
as
a person,
just a guy doing stuff. But like So what? So when someone says something delicate, you're like, right, big, thick ass black areas, or like what? Yeah, what would be your reaction to that?
I think, well, my reaction to that has been more to go into more like textured work. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of your stuff is like kind of gnarly in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's like there's like I mean even that tree you did it the other day, like there's an element to it that is like it's like pretty and like and flowing and stuff, but it's like it's not perfect either. You know, like it's like it's like it's not quite aggressive, but it's like, you know, it's not like it's not trying to be easy on the eye either, right?
Yeah, that was as me as came from the client, where she asked for something that was quite like eldritch and sort of witchy looking and kind of but yeah, I'm not like trying to make stuff look pretty ever really. That's not my goal. With if that happens and that's what the person's looking for, then it's lovely. But
what would you say is your goal then?
To make something look interesting.
That's all I ever care about with art is like seeing or hearing something that I've not heard before. That's all. And like I don't even care if it's good. You know what I mean? Like that's like it's nice, that's literally like a secondary consideration.
I mean, good is so subjective as well. You know.
Well, I think So what I should have said is technically proficient.
I know what you mean.
And that's like, but then it's also like, well, something that's incredibly scrawly and fucked and stuff could technically be proficient if that's what the objective was, right? So like because it's like some people that are very like, you know, traditionally technically proficient, like literally would struggle to draw something badly. You know? So
there, I mean, that's the argument with what like Picasso said that he spent his whole life, not to quote him because he's a dick, but like, spent his whole life learning to draw like a child. That's kind of idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So there is something in that for sure.
Yeah. So like, and then, what's some other compliments that you've been given that you've immediately spit in their face and tried to change everything about your work to?
I don't know. Nothing. Yeah, nothing comes to mind. I guess like flowing with the body, I guess, is mentioned quite a lot, but like that is important to me. So
I think that's the most important thing with the tattoo.
That's something I lean into, and I'm like, oh yes, okay, I'm glad you can see that because that's what I'm.
Yeah, I mean, it's the absolute best way to make a tattoo look shit, regardless of how good you are at tattooing, is to like just place it badly or like have the design be at odds with the body. And it's crazy. I think that's I'm like pretty down with the way that the industry is changing for the most part. There's a lot of bad things about it, but I'm glad that there's a lot of very different types of people coming into tattooing and like doing different styles. But the one thing that I think is the most obvious thing that is the repercussion of people not doing apprenticeships is the not understanding that tattoos need to sit on a fucking body and not on an iPad. Like
100%.
Yeah,
it's like it's night and day, really.
Because it's like sometimes it's literally like all you need to do is go like that. Like just turn it and then it would be perfect, but it's like you can't see that.
It's like I look at a body and I'm seeing like lines flowing, you know, like and
it also sometimes it's like I almost feel bad sometimes how codified it is, because it's like you end up to like in my mind so many of my tattoos are like too similar because I'm having to follow the lines of the body, but it's like, but if I did it any other way it would just be making it worse. So like
I know that's a thought. Like has anybody ever played with almost the opposite of that?
But opposite always works as well though. Like actual opposite works. But then and it's like that thing of like be smart enough to know when to break the rules as well, right? So like, and I think there's probably quite a lot of work that is like good at doing that, but it just depends like how. I think also, but then also the other thing with like tattooing that's like makes it even harder is like it needs to suit the person.
Like you can be as experimental as you want, but at the end of the day you have to. make something.
But I think, yeah, it's like you have to kind of like, I think that's like something that I try. Like, it's like literally just a case of like having a wee stalk on their Instagram and check it, like seeing what kind of vibe and what kind of person they are and what you are like. Well, it's like, I suppose like Instagram would be the best possible way to do this, actually, because what someone's Instagram is like them being like, this is who I am as a person, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of giving you, even if it's not true, it's still what they want to project, right? So like then they're kind of giving you like a brief in that capacity that then you can go like, okay, right, and then also for you as a professional, it's good because then it gives you like a guideline of like what elements that they'll probably want to have included and how they'd want it presented and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't tend to look at people's Instagrams much before, but maybe I should start.
I mean, like, I think for me, it's like, I do remember the first time that I started doing that like on purpose, and it was literally just like I knew the design needed some type of like something to frame it, and I was trying to decide. I was like, do I want to put barbed wire or do I want to put thorns? And then I would just like, I'll look at their Instagram and then see, and I was like, I can't be bothered asking them and waiting for a reply, or like for fear of also the like, I don't know, or like you're like whatever. So I was just like, I'll look at their Instagram and I'll be like, are they a thorns guy or a barbed wire guy? And then I was like, and I think they literally were like, "Oh, the barbed wire is so sick." Yeah. And I was like, "Nice." Yeah. So yeah.
You figured it out. But everybody you've tattooed that has thorns or barbed wire now is going to be like, "What made him think that?"
I'm one of those guys. Yeah. I mean, like, I think that is a cool thing about being a tattooer, though. Is like it is like a huge like psychology game.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
Like, yeah. Do you get therapy sessions, tattoo sessions a lot, or?
Not very often. I don't.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually, that your clients aren't so like that.
Yeah, not like, I don't know if, like, I chat to my clients.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot. Like, you have a great time with all of your clients, but it's very rarely like that.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I'm not, like, in some ways, I'm not great at asking people personal questions. At least the first time I meet them. Yeah.
So that's just appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, but some people love to talk about personal stuff.
But then they'll get onto the subjects anyway. Those people will, because I am one of them. It'll happen anyway.
Yeah, but no, I kind of I mean, I just have a nice chill time and we talk about loads of different things. Yeah.
Well, like, do you think you have like an archetypical client?
No, honestly. Yeah,
I think your clients are extremely diverse in a way that I've like rarely seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
especially considering they're not like just like walk-ins.
Yeah.
And they are specifically coming to you, but it's like you can't, with you, it's impossible to play the like whose client is whose game.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of my like best regulars are like guys in their sort of 50s who like they get all my flash and they're so cool, but you wouldn't put them with me or
especially like on paper. Like when you meet the guy, you're like, okay, that makes sense. But you wouldn't think that was your normal demographic.
It's really cool. I think coming from the studio I was at before as well, like there was just a huge range of people that came in, and I kind of,
that was a very serving the community type situation.
It was a street shop, but like by appointment only most of the time because we were really busy. Like a larger demographic than I necessarily get here. I think I've noticed since I've moved here, tends to be younger people coming, but we'll see. I think I'm still finding my people.
Like how much would you say that your style has like changed like in the last like year?
A lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
From what to what?
From more like fine line. I've always had a flowy style. I think I had like a phase for a little bit where I was trying more kind of American trad-esque stuff, but like in a fine line kind of approach. And I think, I've stopped playing it safe. I think that's the biggest change in terms of what I think people want in designs, and I've slowly been pushing that a little bit more and a little bit more.
What did you think people wanted?
Like safe, simple, fine line, or like neat and tidy as a design, you know.
And like not adding shit that like doesn't make sense. Yeah.
And just, I think the tattooing I enjoy the most has so much more of a kind of painterly approach to it. And more people are open to that than I think I kind of realized at the start, which is, like you realize people like cool stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, inherently that's supposed to be the idea, right? That when you're coming, the point of getting a tattoo is to look cool.
Exactly.
And like, I think the whole like tattoo should be meaningful thing, like has made people ashamed of wanting to look cool for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, looking cool is cool.
I always my clients, I'm like, none of my tattoos mean anything. I just got them because I thought they looked really cool. And I feel so much cooler with tattoos than without, you know, and that's great. There's no shame in that.
Well, I mean, like in the same, and especially like, I mean, it's a different thing when we're talking about like traditional masculinity or whatever, but like women, like, you know, wear jewelry and shit, and like, like why not just get the thing that just like go mental, like you know, like you're already fucking permanently like scarring yourself or something, you might as well just like go all out, right? But that, I think, but then that's when we get into talking about the like tattoos becoming kind of like subsumed into mainstream culture, and then so people are getting them but wanting to play it safe at the same time.
It makes me nervous when people are nervous about getting a tattoo, and in terms of like other people seeing it. And wanting to kind of have it hidden, or which is like obviously everybody's the hiding one is also like a professional thing a lot of the time, but, but I mean the best one is like when it's like a tattoo of a quote, and then they don't want to tell you what the quote is. I've never had that.
Have you not? No. Oh yeah. I mean, when I was in street shops before, I had that a lot. And this is not through email. This is me asking them, what do you want it to say though?
Like, it's none of your business.
Yeah, literally. And I'm just like, man, like people are going to ask you what it says for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like I was, because I mean, like I had fucking that. You know, and like, and so like that, exactly, right? And people would be like, what does it say? And I'm like, do you want me to recite the whole thing to you? Because I fucking will. Like, you know, I mean, I think a lot of the time when people don't want to tell you what it is, it'll either be like a Pinterest quote or their partner's name, and it's like, maybe just swiftly move on from that idea. No, I've done obviously script, but it's not something I get asked for a lot. No. I mean that script tends to be just like a walk-in thing, right? But like so then when you're working at Disney, you're a professional like Minnie Mouse character actor, much, and then what? So
I realized that I just hated that job.
I thought you said it was fun.
It was. You know what? There was parts of it that were fun. Lovely people I was working with. It was just working in an office environment for me was so difficult. Do you not think this is an office? No, this is no.
I wouldn't know. I've never been in an office, so like
it's horrible.
Like literally, I've like never been in one.
No, and this was like a creative office as well. This was no. There's just so many kind of unwritten social rules that I kind of
like what
like you're supposed to talk to people when you're standing making coffee in the morning.
All right, I did notice that me and you are really good at not talking to each other. I dig that a lot, actually.
It's nice. Existing in silence is a nice skill.
And that because like, well, today I was like, oh, am I doing that thing that I think this is fine, but they feel uncomfortable?
No.
And then I was like, and then I literally like, I was like, I'm going to feel the aura of the room. And I was like, no, it's fine.
I'm glad you could feel my...
Yeah.
No, I am... Because, like, we're also very good at talking to each other, clearly,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not someone who will just talk for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So... And there's a lot of that that's expected.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what's infuriating is, like, that it's, like... It's imposing I mean, this is obviously like there's just like the classic like autism rebuttal to this, right? But it's like, you know, it's like you're imposing your rules of like what you think, you know, like the way that everything should be run on someone that clearly isn't like down with that, but you're just like self-righteously being like, no, but I want you to sacrifice your own comfort for me. You know, when you could just like ignore it, right?
Yeah. And it's tough because like nobody ever actively made me feel like that, you know, but you can just sense, you know, when
well, yeah, it's like you're separate. Yeah.
And so
have you ever not felt separate?
No.
Yeah, exactly, same. Yeah. Literally, no. Yeah, like I thought like, you know, like becoming a punk that, you know, I'd be like, oh, I'll be around other free, you know, I was still very separate from all the, and then, you know, like, working offshore, no, even more so, like, you know, like, and then I even joined the tattoo industry. I was like, oh, finally I'll like be able to just like be myself, and like people would just be like chill with that. No, definitely not.
I think being in the tattoo industry is the closest I've come
to
it.
Yeah, it's definitely much better than anything else.
We're all a bit weird.
Yeah, and then it depends what shop you're in, right? Yeah, because I mean that's I think like obviously every office has its own culture and every like, you know, retail shop or whatever, but like I think considering how narrow what gets done in a tattoo shop is, the culture of it is so vastly different.
Really is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I decided I hated that job, and this was in 2020 as well, so obviously like COVID lockdown and stuff, and I took extended leave and then ended up just leaving the job. Had a couple of months off because I was like not in a great place.
What did you do?
I was bad. Like I was bad. So I just sat and did nothing.
Sick.
Yeah. I lay outside a lot, which was really nice.
Nice. Just recharging through the grass. That's like my predominant memory of like that year, other than like just slowly crawling towards grass. It's like
and then I started freelancing again, doing the same job. Did that for a little bit and just still hated it.
Did you have hope that it might be different that time?
Yeah.
Well, how
about
naive.
Insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was better for a bit, and then it wasn't again.
When it became the thing that you were doing.
That I hated. Yeah. A lot of it was like it didn't work with my incredibly strong innate sense of like justice and kind of selling stuff that people don't need to them, is especially like
and you're a tattooer now.
I mean but that's different than selling people cruises in a sense, and you know, kind of.
I mean, I always say, like, when I'm talking about the terror that's induced by being a self-employed creative person, the way that I always phrase it is like, imagine that the only way that you can pay your bills is by trying to sell something to someone that they literally could not need less.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously, like, tattoos make people happy, and like they can obviously also be like incredibly powerful in terms of how they can be like either a memorial to a former self or like an aspirational like figure to like pursue or whatever. But like, I mean, a cruise is nice.
True. Yeah. I think tattoos for me feel like a general force for good in the world, you know, and also like I'm I've got my little Instagram, and like people can find me and they can see my work, but I'm not blasting out advertising. You know what I mean? I think that feels different.
So
like,
what if I gave you £1 million and said that you were only allowed to spend it on advertising?
Oh God!
What would you do with that money?
I think I'd have a mental breakdown. If you told me that.
Yeah, just like literally driven insane by trying to use that volume of money for good. Yes, it's not possible. You can't do it.
No, you can't. Make a short film. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, like a really, really arty film that like somehow sells your work.
Yeah.
So like what? Right. Let's play that out. Like, so is
I
it
would
like
just give the main character really sick tattoos, and then that would be it.
Nah, it needs to be like black and white opening. 6-year-old French girl playing in the street.
Hopefully without tattoos.
Yes, yeah. And then like she, I don't know, like obviously it has to be arty. So then like she'll have a ball, and then it'll roll down slowly down some steps, and then at the bottom of the steps there is what?
A corpse.
A corpse, right?
Yeah.
Is the corpse covered in tattoos?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she goes on a journey of self-discovery, and
eventually becomes a tattoo artist.
All right.
And, yeah.
Or
maybe.
you mentor her.
Yeah. What, am I a character in this film?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it has to be the most like sort of like self-aggrandizing, like verbose, disgusting. Yeah, like when that guy, was it Sepp Blatter or whatever, he spent 25 million quid making a movie about himself, and like and by extension FIFA, after he was like getting done for all sorts of embezzling and shit, and then made this 25 million quid movie, which by the way like the FIFA corporation paid for, and then in America it sold 328 tickets in its first first week. Which
Who are those 328 people?
Yeah. But I mean, it's like that's what you should be aiming for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great advice.
Cool. Right. Well, yeah. I'll find a director for you, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right, and then what?
Timelines are.
So you're lying on the grass.
I'm lying on the grass, and then I messaged my friends who at the time had just opened a perfume shop in Edinburgh, and it was just the two of them, and I'd been following their work for a while, and I messaged and I said, do you need help? I need a job.
Yeah, because I do. Yeah. So if you need help less than I need help, then perhaps you could give me help. Yeah.
Let's help each other for a while.
But really it's mainly helping me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I ended up working for them. I did copyright for them, did some of their kind of social stuff, and like wrote some stuff for their website. Like writing about fragrance is so fun because you can just go mental.
Yeah,
like
it's
all
literally
abstract.
say anything. Yeah. No one's gonna. Yeah, you can't get sued for like saying something that's not true.
It's like this smell feels like the first moment of sunlight in the day in the summer. Yeah.
But then does that not become hard to not repeat yourself
a bit?
Yeah.
But I think like Ewan, who's the perfumer, like his work was great and is great. So I had a lot of stuff to work with. Good stuff.
It's the easiest version of that 100%.
job. And I just like worked in their shop and learned how to like give people fragrance profiles and stuff. And it was nice to just do something completely different. Go back to retail for a bit, because like retail was my first job ever. And just kind of, I did that for about a year before and in that time I got my first tattoo because I was a late at 27.
What was it?
It was this one, the yellow.
Oh, yellow fella. Yeah.
And so I got that. Had a blast, great experience, and sort of started to think maybe, but obviously at that point.
Were you still drawing the whole time, or
more painting? Yeah. I mean, I've been drawing and painting since I was at school.
Yeah, were you the art nerd at school?
Kind of, yeah. I was a bit all over the place at school in terms of, like, I was really sciencey as well. Like, I wanted to be a vet.
Well,
for
the
years.
glasses.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
Nerd.
yeah. I mean, like, I can imagine you in a lab coat pretty fucking easily. To be fair.
Yeah, I was.
Actually, you have like the perfect look for like 90s like action thriller, and then you're like the sort of like nerdy but cute like scientist girl that is like all kerfuffled over everything all the time, but then like makes an amazing discovery, but no one's taking her seriously.
I love that. People have compared me to Velma a lot from Scooby-Doo, which is I used to have a brown bob as well.
Yeah.
So and big glasses. So where was I? School.
So like, were you the art? Did people think of you as like the art guy?
Kind of. Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. I was definitely alternative at school, but I was like into music and science, big into English. Obviously, that's what I went to study. And then I think my final year was when I really dove into art, because I'd done, this is how ridiculous I was, I studied higher art a year early so that I could study all of my sciences and prepare to go to become a vet, so that I could study advanced higher art in my last year, so that I'd have enough space to do it. Because I looked up to like the older kids that did that specific subject, because they had you had your own classroom, and they were just so cool, and I was like, I want to be that person, but I'm gonna get all of the important stuff out of the way first.
Nice.
And then go and and then I just never wanted to leave. So
but then you studied English rather than vet, so what?
Well, the vet thing was I was just not confident enough to go and put myself forward for that, to be honest. Like, I was really, really shy. And the idea of, like, going to a vet practice and asking for, like, a work experience and stuff, I was like, I could barely speak to people. So I didn't do that. And then...
When did you stop being like that?
After I left uni, I was still really...
even in uni?
Yeah.
Because normally, like, that's... People get to shed their former self. I mean, like, I was like that. Like, I was like... When I went to uni, I was like, oh, no one has any preconceptions about me here. I can just, like, be the guy that I've always felt like I
was the opposite. I really retreated into myself at uni. I think, like, at school, there was some elements that, like, the routine helped me kind of... be a bit more myself, and that's
it's very structured.
No, I struggled at uni a lot. So I think it took me a few years after I graduated to like come blossom out of myself a little bit again.
How did you do that? Was it like an active
life?
Was it just like gradual, like you accrued evidence that it's okay for you to be yourself?
I think the year that I left that job at the agency was a big turning point for me, because that was like the lowest of the low point, and I had therapy for the first time. Extremely helpful. Also, like, weirdly joined a cult for a bit.
Okay, do tell.
Like a not so bad kind of, but like culty vibes. It was this thing called the Wild Women Project that you essentially went and did like a online course, but it was like weeks long, learning how to run women's circles.
So it's a pyramid scheme slash.
But they never,
cult.
they don't like take money.
Well, like what what was the ethos that was being communicated?
It was essentially like self-empowerment and kind of, but with a little bit of trauma dumping involved.
Well, that's how you keep them trapped.
But there was elements of that.
Did you do like primal screaming and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Send the videos.
There's thankfully no video evidence.
Oh god, yeah.
It's all been deleted. I didn't last particularly long doing that, but
okay, so like I need to hear more of it. So like what was your first like moments of being like
like, maybe this isn't quite for me. I think it was actually when I went and attended one like led in person, led by someone else, and like lovely people there, but I just had a moment where I sat and I was like, we're all kind of sitting in our own misery here, and I don't think that it's actually really helping anyone.
Yeah.
But it was like soft cult. So
yeah.
I don't think it actually damaged anybody. I can quite confidently say that.
Yeah. It's just sort of, but yeah, like trapping people in like a cycle of whatever they're in at the moment. Yeah.
But there were sort of like certain books I read at that time that helped me sort of see things.
Is the Wild Women Project still going?
I think so.
Hit them up on Instagram. yeah.
Yeah, I still because I get emails from them occasionally.
Sick.
It's interesting.
Was there like a hierarchy in it?
It's just ran by one woman.
Yeah.
Which is also the kind of culty aspect of it, because she's like, and she releases like these almost like sermons where she just talks about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what? Did she have like a pseudonym?
No,
God,
thankfully.
Yeah, not the Grand Wizard.
yeah. No, I can't remember what her name is.
Was she inspirational when you first saw it?
I think.
Yeah, what attracted you at the time?
I was vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, I mean that's a given.
Yeah.
But like from like I'm asking you like at the time when you saw it, what like drew you? Yeah.
I think it was. It's that kind of spirituality aspect, isn't it? You know, I think, when you're vulnerable, you look for meaning, don't you? And I've always been like on the pagan end of things in terms of like beliefs and practices and that sort of thing. And it was very much that. Yeah. And
so it was like the pagan manosphere, but for women.
Pretty much.
Mate, in lockdown, I
think we all went a bit mad. Actually.
There was, I got sucked into some like pagan shit going on as well, or it's like anarcho-primitivist stuff, and but then when I realized that pretty much all anarcho-primitivist guys are libertarian fascists, and I was like, and it's just like yet another time where you're like, I thought I was gonna fit in, and then so it is, but then maybe so that's the good thing, because like because I could have fit in, right, if I just abandoned all of my beliefs about everything, right, but it's like. But that's the, I mean, and that is how like all cults and like, you know, like motorcycle gangs and stuff, like every like, you know, like when I was like, you know, hanging out with those guys also that was immediately after the anarcho-primitivists actually. But so then like, and it's like you talk to these guys and like every single story of how they joined is almost exactly, you know, like my wife left me, like I lost my job, like, you know, like basically people. And you know, and it's the same as like AA, right? And like, and so like, and that's the thing is like, all like these things can be really, really good for people, but the problem is that it's like bad people with bad intentions, like kind of. I don't even think that they need to mindfully, actively be like, I'm going to take advantage of these vulnerable people. It's just that that's the people that are available to them to manifest the thing that they're trying to build, right? Yeah, because like well-adjusted, self-sufficient, self-secure people don't need that shit. But so that's what's really unfortunate is like, where are the good versions of those things? You know, like.
I mean,
I think like the music scene that I'm involved in is like. Is much more positive than I've ever seen otherwise, but even still. There's like still like a lot, like you said, of like there's a huge element of, and you get this in like every subculture, but like the sort of trauma dumping, suffering Olympics thing that then goes nowhere. Like that stuff is like useful, but it's like that's the first step, and then what, you know? And then unfortunately, it just then cycles down the drain, and then you're surrounded by people that are struggling just as much, if not worse than you, and then you start to be like, oh well, I'm not nearly as bad as them, so I can kind of allow myself to stop trying to fight falling further.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you can get into, you know, all of these little bubbles, but they all have kind of the same.
Yeah. Because people are all the same, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's really. I think about that all the time. It's like people are so different, but so all the same.
Yeah, we're all driven by the same things.
Yeah,
yeah.
Everyone just wants a fucking hug. Like that's really all anyone wants is a hug that like is sincere.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. Come to Grans' house to get hugs.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. So then, right, we've exited the cult.
Exited the cult. I mean, the cult was pre getting this new job, I think. Potentially around the same time. But yeah, anyway, I started working at the perfumer, and then, started getting tattooed, and then started thinking about getting an apprenticeship. Spent about a year kind of building a portfolio.
What did that entail?
Lots of drawing and second guessing myself, and
good. You should.
Right?
Well,
yeah.
Like I mean, the people that don't. Yeah, so like the people that think they're really good are the people that stay shit.
I mean, my portfolio was still terrible by the time I actually applied for.
Yeah, I found my original portfolio a while ago, and I was like, they were wrong to give me an apprenticeship.
Why the fuck did they take me on?
Yeah, it's like, I shouldn't have trusted them.
No.
You know?
Yeah. I think I was the personality hire at first, or at least that's what they said.
What personality was that?
You
the
know
wild
what?
women.
Yeah. I think it was one of the other artists that worked there that left soon after I joined. Well, I don't know what that says. We're still friends though. So. He said that like the fact that I came in the first, like, because I went in for like an interview, the fact that I came in and just immediately started kind of chatting rather than standing there like an awkward lemon. I think that apparently gave a good impression.
Yeah, I think, I mean...
But they were also, as I walked in the middle of like taking a picture down off the wall, so like if I hadn't commented on that, it would have been really weird.
Yeah, I mean, so like, what, so like, do you think that they'd had other people come for interviews that are just like...
I don't know, not necessarily like that. I don't know how many people they had. They definitely had people who, when they asked them, they couldn't tell them who their favorite tattoo artists were, and stuff like that. But it eventually narrowed down to like me and Danny, the guy I started my apprenticeship with, and we both got hired because they couldn't choose between us. Well,
that's good. Yeah. Like, do you think? So like, for example, if you were conducting such interviews, what things would be important to you?
I mean, social skills are important.
Yeah. Well, it's like, especially when you're apprenticing someone, it's like, I absolutely need to want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Like, not only like that I'll tolerate you, like I need to want to, because I need to want you to get better.
Yeah.
Like I need to like want what's best for you.
Yeah.
Like a lot, because it's so much fucking work. Because
otherwise
I'll just start to fucking hate you, because then all I'll see you as is like a fucking chore.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. And I think like what you said, like someone that doesn't think they're the shit isn't also important, but like equally like not someone who has absolutely no belief in themselves.
That's also fucking infuriating. Because like, well, I mean, there's nothing that infuriates me more than fake humble bullshit. I mean, it's just like, because to me there's like a level of like arrogance and narcissism in that, and
fishing for compliments.
It's I mean, like, Eastern philosophy views self-deprecation as like a form of narcissism as well, because you're saying you're still separating yourself from the oneness of everything, you know, and it's not good for you and it's not good for anyone around you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's also it's an embittered battle to try and like beat that out of someone.
Yeah.
Because like
you can't.
No, yeah.
It's impossible.
And it's like, and you know, and like, don't get me wrong, like I'm sympathetic to people that are like that, because like often there's pretty not very nice reasons that they're like that. But it's like we can't work with that, you know, like because right. So like in reality, what it is like, how is someone going to let you fucking permanently scar them if you don't clearly are terrified of your own existence? Like you can't, you know, like I've watched people, like customers, become incredibly uncomfortable with the notion of getting tattooed by this person.
Oh shit.
Like because they're, you know, it's that thing of like, oh, I drew this. I'm sorry.
Sorry, master.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and I've seen the client just be like, fuck, like, well, if you're not fucking if that behind
sure,
this,
I'm not sure.
Like, because why would they be, right? Yeah, I think, like people, like, you don't, fuck, man. If you were going in for surgery and your fucking surgeon was like that, right?
Yeah.
Why is this any different? You know?
No, you do. You need an innate, and oftentimes misled confidence in tattooing, but you do need it.
I think that's is this weird mechanism where you're like, you need to be shooting just above your ability, but not too far, but not too far back as well. Like, but also have people around that are going to reality check you and sort of nudge you as 100%. Well. Yeah. And then, so you got your apprenticeship. Mm-hmm. Like, how was, was it a long period of time before you started actually tattooing, or?
Yeah, like, so I started, it's March 2024 that I started as an apprentice, and I didn't even pick up a machine until maybe June or July that year.
That's not
to
very
work on
long.
fake skin.
That's not very long.
I mean, it's not that long, but it's longer than what you see most of the time these days, where it's like you get handed one immediately. Yeah,
which with that, for me, I'm just like, mate, you're missing loads of like really important career shit there. Like the time not tattooing is where you learn how to be a tattooer, not do tattoos, you
how
know,
to
like
exist in the studio,
and like how you need to learn all the different types of client and how the best way to deal with them is, and the only way you can do that is by watching the other guys make mistakes.
100%,
you know, or like, you know, or deal with someone that's difficult very well, and you're like, that was awesome, and you know, like, and then how the shop actually fucking runs, and like, there's so, and like that stuff like literally only comes with like loads of experience. Like you can't learn it quickly. You just fucking can't. And like you are like cheating yourself out of something, and it's very fucking hard to learn that shit when you're trying to tattoo.
It is, for sure. Yeah, so I was glad for that. I think having worked in service jobs helps with that a lot. Yeah, for sure. But still, it's it's a very unique environment.
Yeah. Well, it's like a very particular service, right? That's like, it's not, you're giving someone something permanent that's not like a house. Yeah. So like,
you need a certain level of like sensitivity with that as well. Yeah. So I started practicing on fake skin around June, July, and then it was like I did my first tattoo on myself maybe like September of that year, and then
how did that go?
Fine. Yeah. It was like, I hate tattooing myself.
Yeah, it's sore. Like not sucks. Like, but like uncomfortable, and just your back and shit. Yeah, it sucks.
But I still like the tattoo, which is I think kind of an achievement.
Yeah, it's rare.
And then I did my first like client tattoo, which was on my I call him my brother-in-law, but I'm not actually married, but it's effectively my brother-in-law. It's like it was like the last day of December.
And how was that?
Good. It took me ages. Yeah. But again, like, I was happy with the result. And then he came back to get it shaded like a year later.
Nice.
So,
yeah. How did it look by that point?
Good. Yeah.
I'm Emily, and I just do really good tattoos. Yeah.
Definitely not, but I think I really took my time with that first one.
Yeah.
So,
I was very determined to never do a shiter, and I got away with it for a couple of weeks, and then I did my first shiter.
Yeah. The first time I tried fine line was.
Yeah.
Not
I didn't know because I didn't really get much help at all, and then no one had ever introduced me to I'd been introduced to the notion that like certain machines need to be used to push really big lines, but I was never told about the notion that a very thin line should be pushed with a less hard machine.
Yeah.
And I sliced this 55-year-old woman up real nice, doing like a little fucking dandelion guy.
Yeah, with the
the wee wispy guy's just cutting her up. It was so bad. Yeah. So I ended I did like a couple like that, and I was like fuck. So then I just ended up like booping them in or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's not good, man.
No.
It's just the moment of panic. You're just like
yeah.
And then you're also like, it's too late to ask for help. Like, which is obviously incorrect, right? But like, that's what you think at the time.
Yeah. Oh, I suck at asking for help.
What, in general? Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Only child syndrome, maybe. But like, yeah. I've never.
But then, what, you think people with siblings ask each other for help?
Maybe, I don't know.
If only child would make me imagine that you'd be more likely to ask for help because it's just you and then just your parents.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not only child. Maybe it's child that's very, very happy with their own company.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. More like that. Yeah. I've sorted my own shit out for. Yeah.
So like. But like, are you opposed to people giving you help, or do you just not ask?
Not at all. I just don't ask. It doesn't even occur to me to ask.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah. That's my one is like I just like I'm just like because I'm just like until it's literally like there is no left or right here.
Yeah, like I have no idea what to do. Then I will ask questions. But yeah, I'm not like. In terms of like how I was in my apprenticeship and stuff, like I wasn't somebody that pestered my mentor with questions all the time. Yeah. She was probably thrilled about that. Yeah. No, it's If I have no clue how to proceed, then I will ask.
Yeah. But I think like for me, that's like I know for a fact that the best way for me to learn something is just to fuck around with it until it becomes like kind of intuitive. Yeah. And it's like, and then at that point, that's when I start actually like digging into like the technicality and actually learning like the science behind it. I want like that like intuitive understanding so that when I'm reading like the technical aspect, I can be like, oh, that's what that actually means. Yeah. Like I have some sort of like, because otherwise it's just completely abstract theoretical bullshit in my head anyway.
I'm like learn by doing kind of person for sure. Like, because my verbal processing is terrible. Like if someone's explaining something to me, it doesn't go in. Yeah, and then when you also have decided for yourself that you're bad at verbal processing, then when someone's doing something, you're just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm really trying. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm still, it's a battle. It's like full concentration, but it's tough. So I need to like have a basic understanding myself before I then get the further input. So you need like a frame of reference and stuff. So like what do you see for yourself with tattooing moving forward? Oh god, what a question. Honestly, like slowing down a little bit is, for this year at least, for me kind of a priority in terms of like just work speed and also taking slightly less clients per day and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it's really hard. It's weird how hard it is to get out of that. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm still doing it like 8-9 years in, so really getting out of like the frantic headspace of like. Because the days that you manage to do that, you're like, that tattoo is so much better than it would have been the other way. Yeah. So yeah, more kind of, I guess, smaller goals like that for the time being, until like I feel like I'm in the best headspace I can be, and then I can start thinking about like other stuff. But
yeah, I mean, you are still like really new. Like
yeah.
I think, I'm trying to imagine. I think my like goals for like being a tattooer have like quite drastically changed from when I first started, because like I think when I first started, I thought like the whole industry around tattooing was really cool, and now I do not think that. So like, I think like I really wanted to be like a sort of like cool, respected guy. You know what I mean? And now I don't care.
No.
Yeah.
I
think that whole thing's like weirdly falling apart while also becoming bigger and bigger at the same time.
I know what you mean.
It's strange, right?
Yeah,
because it's
is
like
weird.
The whole industry is getting like so much money and getting bigger and bigger, and like, you know, conventions are becoming like insane now.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it used to be that everyone that was in the industry was in a funnel towards that aspirationally. And now there's so many people that don't even know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think like there used to be so fewer people whose, I guess, like opinion mattered in the industry. Like, whereas now, the shift is focused so much towards like, well, it's actually the client that matters the most. You know. Yeah. In that sense.
But then it's like, well, or maybe it's just polarizing. So it's like, there's been this divide that you just described, but then it's just polarizing harder and harder each way, because there is this rock star tattooer thing is getting much worse actually in a way, because it's also becoming like normified, like and like very like it's like this like mainstream rock star thing, rather than like weird underground like maniac that used to be in a biker gang who happens to be really, really good at tattooing, and he's like this fucking like legend and has all these amazing stories. But now it's like, no, this guy is really good at tattooing, but we kind of like adulate him for how much money he makes and what a cool car he has and like how hot his like girlfriend is, and you know, it's like it's more like that than like the old-fashioned sort of like adulation of legendary tattooers. And then there's all the people that don't give a fuck about any of that. I mean, it's like the tattooer with the Rolex watch thing. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what? Like, I don't know if I've just been really lucky, but I feel like I've not encountered those tattooers.
Yes. Well, because you're not going to conventions and like so like that's what I mean. It's like it's like a separate world, right? Yeah. And then there's that, and then there's us and all the other people that like have no dealings with each other because we're all just in our own little bubble, just like having a nice time and not like playing in a rat race or whatever.
Like it's one thing I can say for almost certain is that I will never put a tattoo in for any competition ever. I have zero interest in that. Even
the people that are like super into that like talk about how asinine it is to have or the notion of tattoo competitions, how like dumb that
like how do you
apart from realism, I think like realism, but even then you're like, well, it needs to be the same photo. Like, you know, like, and it needs to be also like on another person that has exactly the same body type and skin. You know, like, so it just doesn't work.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and Philip Blue was on it, and he was talking about like judging at conventions and just saying that like seeing work, you know, like a year after coming back healed, it's like he said that it just pulled the rug out from under his feet in terms of like how he was judging stuff, because which seems obvious, but like clearly. But
he's also like he's kind of like tattooed with his family, and like and then his like select group of friends his entire life. So like he's never seen people do this like tattoos for Instagram thing in front of him, right? So he's like
the hyper detailed stuff that like he was like, oh yeah, seeing it a year after was not like
was that the Books Closed one?
No, I don't think so. No, I can't remember what it's called, but that doesn't ring a bell. I'll find out.
Alright, but like I mean, I'm just I couldn't be happier with like my place in the industry in that I'm not in it. It's like I feel like this place is just like Well, I mean,
you don't really do you didn't do conventions or anything.
I did a whole bunch like for the first like 5 years, and I mean, even like I was trying to find something like I mean, like it was kind of a laugh sometimes. Like I'm glad I've done one, but I mean I did like a lot, and then like every time I was like, this is a waste of money. Like because people like they're just an old fashioned, like if they had never existed, no one would do them now.
There's a couple that like maybe naively I think look really cool that I might like attend next year and then maybe potentially work at once at some point. But I think I would like to meet more artists.
Sure. Well, I mean, I always just get guest spots, man. Like I love doing guest spots, like working in other shops that have like and seeing like getting to hear everyone's mental stories and like and like that, like, and that's really how you learn shit. You can't learn shit at a convention. You can't, because you can't spend time with another tattooer. You're also supposed to be tattooing. Like, then also you're constantly being interrupted and guest spots are great because you actually, it's not just the one day as well. Like you get to spend like the whole
multiple
week.
Days. The only guest spot I've ever done, I got left on my own for the whole time. So it was
fuck's sake.
It was a bit of a shame. It was nobody's fault. Like it was just bad timing. But I was like, oh. And
you're just like, one is the loneliest.
I just like basically rented a studio for.
Exactly. It's just like a private studio for myself.
So I've got to be like aware of that kind of, because there's a few times where I've like gone to get tattooed by artists that are guesting at studios and they're on their own in the studio. I don't know if this is like a newer thing that started appearing.
Well, I think it's kind of like I mean, I've heard pretty horrible stories from like shops in London about how mechanized and the guest artist thing is, and and because there's like in that station, in that room, in that cupboard over there, like there's a new person every 2 days, and we do not give a fuck about them, and it's like
it's not. It doesn't give a great vibe.
Because then it literally is just like a room for rent, right? And that sucks. And because then it is clearly just like you're trying to just like soak money into the shop, and fuck man, we're all trying to make money and shit, but like I mean, I think the way, one of the things I like about here is like that it's like if you're working here, it's like it's unavoidable that we all have to hang out, right? So and I like, and shops that are like much bigger than here, like I don't like that you can't have like a group conversation and stuff.
It's a nice number of artists that are working here, and like even though like I don't work the same days as Chloe and Alba, like we've met and we chat, and
I mean we'll fix that soon and like do more after school club stuff. But
just hard with adults and schedules.
I know. But I reckon we've been chatting shite for ages, so
it's been fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
It's been a
Everyone
pleasure.
follow Emily if you're not already.